Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made during this week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you are interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you was some Cajun chicken linguini. So I'm going to start off with the chicken breast. I just cut 2 chicken breasts in half. I'm just seasoning them up with some Cajun seasoning, some paprika, and some salt. I'm going to grill these chicken breasts and then I'm going to chop them up and put them on top of the pasta. I have this much chicken because I am making enough for my fiance to take leftovers. To grill the chicken up, I'm just going to put a little bit of oil and some butter in a pan. I have my pan set on about medium high, that way the chicken gets nice and browned. After a couple minutes, I'm just going to flip the chicken, put a lid on it just to help it cook all the way through. Once the chicken is done, I'm going to put it on a cutting board and put some foil on top until everything's ready, that way it stays nice and hot. For our side, I'm going to roast some green beans, so I'm just drizzling some oil on top. The seasonings I'm using are some garlic and onion seasoning and some garlic salt. This will go in the oven at about 350 degrees until it looks just about done. The next thing I'm going to work on is my sauce. So in the same pan that I cooked the chicken, I just left all the juices and all the bits. I'm just adding some heavy whipping cream and I'm going to mix this all together. Since I am making this a Cajun pasta, I am using the McCormick Louisiana Cajun seasoning and the Slap Ya Mama Cajun seasoning. Once it is simmering and nice and hot, I'm going to add a handful of some Monterey Jack cheese. A key step to making your own sauce is to add a little bit of the pasta water. So once the linguini noodles were done, I just strained them and add them into the sauce. The last step is to mix everything together. I then just cut up the chicken and placed it on top of the pasta while it was served. This is how everything looked when it was done. I just made a piece of garlic bread for my fiance and it was a delicious meal. The next dinner I'm going to show you was some queso chicken tacos and some Mexican rice. So I'm just adding a couple chicken breasts into my Instant Pot. I'm going to lightly season them in here and then I'm going to cook these for about 19 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to get started on my Mexican rice because this takes about 20 minutes as well. So I'm just adding 1 cup of white rice to a little bit of oil. I'm just going to let that toast up. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I'm then going to add about 4 ounces of tomato sauce. Once that is mixed together, I'm going to add 2 cups of water, 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon, and 1 teaspoon of tomato bouillon. I'm going to stir this all together and bring it up to a boil. Once it is at a boil, I'm going to put my lid on it and turn it down. Once the chicken was done, I just let it cool a little bit and now I'm going to shred up both chicken breasts. The main concept of this meal is the queso chicken, so I'm just adding some Tostitos queso into the chicken and I'm going to just mix this all together. So I'm going to cover this with foil to keep it warm while I fry up my taco shells. So I just have my oil set on about medium heat. I just fry them until they're a little bit brown and then I fold them. Once they're done, I just drain out the excess oil and put them on a drying rack and just repeat the process. Frying your own taco shells taste a million times better than the store-bought ones. This is how they looked when they were done. I just topped them with some lettuce, some queso fresco, and some salsa. The next meal I'm going to be showing you is my non-Pinterest meal of the week. I'm just making some Trader Joe's Kung Pao chicken. So I'm going to start off with my white rice. I just put 1 cup of white rice to 2 cups of water. I'm going to cook that first because it takes the longest. So to a pan, I just added a little bit of oil and I emptied out the chicken package. I'm just going to cook this up. These are frozen, so I will just cook them up until they're nice and warmed all the way through. So neither me or my fiance are a fan of peanuts, so we're just going to omit those. I'm just going to add the vegetable packet to the chicken when it's almost done, and I'm just going to cook these together. I like to put the lid on top just to trap the heat to make sure the insides are getting cooked. I am also just cooking up some pot stickers from Trader Joe's as well. Once the chicken was done, I just emptied out both Kung Pao chicken sauce packets into the chicken. I'm just going to mix this all together until everything is nice and coated and the sauce is actually warmed up. My fiance prefers the Kung Pao chicken over the other frozen chicken entrees from Trader Joe's. This is how everything looked when it was done. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.